And welcome back, chat, to the Hitters Meeting, episode number 17. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates coming into town this weekend for a 3-game set. And as per usual, I am joined with Coach Ken Anderson. Ken, buddy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. We just took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, a really good team, and we got the Pirates coming to town. I'm excited about that, being at the ballpark, and really excited to be on the Johan Camargo of Hip Coils, number 17.
That's a flashback from the past right there, Coach. My goodness. All right, chat, we're going to start with a little bit of recap. Our picks to click weren't really clicking this series. Michael Harris got off to a good start, had that RBI double in the first at bat of the game, didn't do much else. I think he ended the series with 2 for 11, if my memory recalls correctly. Mike Yastrzemski was 1 for 8. He did hit the ball really, really hard in Game 3, just nothing to show for it. Had a few walks, drove in a run, was 1 for 8 on the series. So they didn't really click. That kind of sucks, huh, Ken? But we still won 2 out of 3.
Should have took Aussie.
Yeah, we should have taken Aussie. All right. So in this series, we're not getting Paul Skeens. We're not getting the number 1 or number 2. Bless up, praise the sun. I don't have to come up with a game plan against 100 miles an hour with a 95 Splinker because it probably wouldn't happen. I was going to just put pray and go for it. So game 1, we are getting Mitch Keller. Can talk to me about Mr. Keller a little bit.
Mr. Keller, bravescountry's wanted forever. That ship has sailed. The Pirates have got a winning baseball team now. But Mitch Keller, interesting part about him, he still throws hard enough. He still can get it up there. But Mitch throws 7 pitches, and he'll throw them in any count. So I can't wait for the hitting guru to break down this arsenal that's coming at us.
It is definitely an arsenal, Ken, and let me tell you, he has a four-seamer, a sinker, a sweeper, a changeup, a slider, a curveball, and oh yeah, just for a nice little roundabout, let's throw in a cutter. He's got the entire kitchen sink and then some to throw at you. And oh yeah, by the way, his velo can't touch 95, 96. He averages about 94 on the fastball. So he's got really good stuff. Left-handed hitters, you're going to see the kitchen sink. I'm sorry, because you're going to see all 7 of them. Righties, you get it a little bit easier. You're going to see a mixture of the four-seam and sinker and the sweeper, but that can be pretty lethal because he's going to try to pound the four-seamer at the top of the zone. He's going to try to get the sinker to tunnel off of that and go inside on you, and then he's going to tunnel the sweeper at the top of the zone with the fastball where it sweeps and breaks off the plane to get you to chase off the plate away. So he's going to establish up in the zone. He's going to try to get the sinker to break in, get weak contact that way, and get you to swing and miss at the sweeper away. So he's very good at pitch tunneling, as you could guess just by that. And he also does the same thing with his other 7 pitches that he does to left-handed hitters. So he's not going to be an easy ride. So what I came up with, Ken, for the left-handed hitters, you got to hunt the fastball and changeup window. You want the ball to start belt high to about high thigh from the inner third to the outer third part of the plate. You need to think the left center field gap. Again, in my opinion, when you hunt that window of the fastball and the changeup, you're already looking kind of, outer third of the plate, middle, outer third. So if you see the hanging sweeper that pops out of the hand, you have a really good chance of doing damage on that. But if anything starts in the strike zone and starts breaking into you, you just need to take it because it just doesn't have the possibility of being anything that you can do damage on or really put in play because it's going to be in off the plate. So just take it. So you want to hunt the fastball changeup window. You want the ball to start in a good spot where it's going to stay up in the strike zone because if you expand your zone too low, guess what? He's going to get weak contact on the changeup below the zone. So you got to keep it in the window up in the zone and out over the plate. And then if you get a hanging sweeper, do damage on it. Don't chase the one that's going to break in on you off of the plate. And I would just eliminate any other thing that's coming inside to you. Unless he is painting, and I mean absolutely painting the inside corner and makes you respect that pitch, then you'd have to expand your zone. But until he does that, we're sitting in this window out here. Right-handed hitters, you're going to hunt the fastball and sinker. That's it. You want the ball to start inner third to outer third part of the plate to mid-thigh. The only sweeper you should even consider swinging at is going to start behind you as a right-handed hitter, or it's going to start at you, and it's going to be above the strike zone. So you really need to think big part of the field, right center field to left center field. Again, if anything starts in the zone and it breaks away, it's more than likely going to be a ball. And early in counts, we don't want to swing at pitches that are on the outside corner. We want something in the middle of the plate that we can do damage on. So just take it until you get to 2 strikes. The only expansion I would make on his sweeper is on 2 strikes, it better start on the inside corner, because if it doesn't and it starts inner third or further away than that, it's going to be an automatic ball anyway. So again, hunt your window, hunt the fastball. You want it up, middle part of the plate, and when you get it, do not miss it. Do not expand low in the zone either, because again, he can still get you to chase on other pitches. He can get you to chase on the sweeper. You got to keep your eyes up. Ken, that is what I got on Mr. Mitch Keller.
I like it. If I, as a high school, I would tell them this is a game we don't try to hit home runs. We try to hit doubles. We hit the ball to the middle of the field. And so don't try to yank the ball at all in the ballpark. If we hit the ball in the gap, I did watch a film on him today to get ready for the series preview, and we had success at home where we hit the ball in the gaps, and then we got him in Pittsburgh, and he got a lot of weak contact, us rolling over or weak fly balls to the outfield. So the key is, like Ryan is saying, hit the ball in the middle of the ballpark, and we should have success.
All right, game 2. This is a pitcher that I think a lot of Braves fans have been intrigued by. Ken, I think you really like him. I know I had a friend of mine DM me. He's like, I can't wait to hear what you got on this guy. And that guy is Braxton Ashcraft. Ken, tell me what you got on him.
I like Braxton Ashcraft. Too bad he's pitching for the wrong team, as we used to say back in the day. He's got really good stuff. He throws hard. The difference between this guy and the one we're talking game 3 is he's willing to mix it up more. He throws 5 different pitches, and he will work any pitch in any account. I think that, depending on what they decide to sign with, but this becomes, with Jones and Skeens, it's tough playoff time if they get into the playoffs. These 3 guys give Pittsburgh a chance to beat anybody in baseball, and yes, that's the evil empire in us as well in a playoff series. So Saturday afternoon, watch this guy. This guy's going to be a great pitcher in Major League Baseball. And here's the other thing. It's a 4-10 start. So I can't wait to hear what Ryan says, how you attack that, because of all pitchers at 4-10, this will be the worst one to face. A guy that can throw this hard and throw any off-speed in any account.
Yeah, guys, I mean, as you can see, just watching the video right there, he's got a really tight slider. That's the one thing that stood out for me. And, oh, yeah, by the way, he's got 97 that can ride right on through the top of the strike zone, and that's going to be hard to sit on. That's going to be hard to hit as well. So let's break down his arsenal a little bit. He's got a 4-seamer that is averaging, not topping. He averages 97 miles an hour on his 4-seam. His curveball, he's got that. He's got a slider. He's got a sinker. And, oh, yeah, he's got a splitter just to make everything nice and cute. Right-handed hitters, you are going to see all of his pitches except the splitter. You're not going to see that. I think it was like less than 1%. I don't even know if he's thrown a splitter yet to a righty this year, so you can go ahead and eliminate that pitch, but you're going to see the 4-seam curve, slider, and sinker. Lefties, you're going to see primarily fastball, slider, and curve. He will sprinkle in the sinker and split every once in a while just to try to get you to basically roll over it and have weak contact, so keep that in mind. Lefties, I did find a quirk on him for you. So left-handed hitters, you will not see a split in deep counts. He hasn't thrown one at all in a deep count at all this year. He does throw it in 0-0, 0-1, and 0-2 counts. So he's got to be 0-0 or he's got to be ahead in the count 0-1, 0-2. He likes to try to put you away with the split because he doesn't throw it often and it's not really in hitter's mind. So if you do get in that situation, just remember that little tidbit I gave you, okay? Right-handed hitters, your approach for this gentleman is to hunt the fastball and the sinker. You want to see the ball belt high and outer third part of the plate to the inner third part of the plate. His breaking pitches break too much. So if they start in the zone, you're probably going to see it moving away. If you see it moving away from you, just take it. The breaking balls both have to start at you and above the zone early in the count for you to be able to do damage on it anyway. With 2 strikes, they have to start on the inside corner because it's going to break right onto the outside corner, and that's you're going to have to protect that with 2 strikes. So until you get to 2 strikes, you're going to hunt the fastball and the sinker, and it's got to be up in the strike zone, because if he starts tunneling down there at the bottom of the zone and you start chasing down there, guess what's coming? The slider that's going to fall right out of the zone. So you can't chase too low in the strike zone. So if you guys see hitters such as Ronald, Riley, any of these right-handed sticks taking fastballs that are down the middle, but they're at the bottom of the zone, don't get on to them. They can't chase down there, because then he's going to break a slider off in the rear end and try to get him to chase on that. So again, you want to hunt the ball up in the zone. You want to get it up out over the plate. You really want to think big part of the field, drive it back up the middle. And the only slider that you want to swing at is the one that's going to start above the zone and pop out of the hand. 2 strikes, you got to battle and you got to do what you got to do, but hunt the fastball early in the count. I don't see any other reason why you need to be looking curve, sinker, slider, or slider, curveball at all in the count unless you get a hanger. And if you get a hanger, it's going to be easily readable. Left-handed hitters, again, you're going to hunt the fastball. His breaking balls have to pop out of the hand in order for you to want to go on it. It's got to start in the right-handed batter's box and above the strike zone for it to be something that you can do damage on. So hunt the heater from the inner third to the outer third and belt high to high thigh. You cannot expand your window too far low, because that's when he's going to get you with the splitter. That's when he's going to get you with the curveball. That's when he's going to get you with the slider. He wants you to expand down there and off the plate. So again, make sure you are really hunting that fastball up in the zone and make him get the breaking ball up in the zone, because that's when we can do damage. If we start chasing low, we're going to be in for a very long afternoon, Ken. What else you got on this young man? Because he's really good.
He's really good, and I'm interested to see, a lot of people know, but the Pirates manager come through the pitching part of baseball. Most managers in baseball come through the hitting, the offense stuff, but he's from a pitching part. So he has a big control over their pitchers, and he likes this arsenal of them to throw it. I'm interested in a 4-10 game. This is from a coach, to watch him, how he talks to Braxton, because I agree. I don't think he throws the splitter at all, but a 4-10 start, I'm interested to see. So I think of his hitters, he doesn't throw it. Don't try to sit on any kind of splitters, because if he's not on with that, we might could get him in deep counts. But I'd be interested if he don't try to throw it a few more times. And I like your approach. Don't be looking for the splitter at all, because in that way you won't chase it. Just look for fastballs up here and get the slider above the thigh.
Yep. Again, all these guys that you're going to be seeing, maybe except the last one, you want to work the counts, get their pitch count up. They got some good relievers in their bullpen, but their bullpen arms don't have anything on their starters. Their starters are their best part of their pitching staff. So let's remember that. Work deep counts, get these guys pitch count up, get them out of the ball game, get into that bullpen, and let's do damage early in the series so we can have a lot more success later in the series when they're tired. Game 3, Ken, as you like to call it, this is the NASCAR pitcher. Bubba Chandler, Georgia native, is going in Game 3 for the Pirates. What you got on old Bubba?
Bubba Chandler sounds like a NASCAR pitcher, and he throws like a NASCAR pitcher. He brings gas. He throws hard. He loves his arm, too. He throws over 50% fastballs. The problem with Bubba is Bubba has what a lot of young pitchers, his command can get off, so he must see strikes. This is where I wish Ronald Acuna and Austin Riley were hot, because they would absolutely own this high heater. It worries me in this game here. Hit strikes, make sure they're strikes. And, he has a really good changeup, which worries me a little bit, because we struggle against a changeup. Good-looking family, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube. So if they're at the ballpark, try to sit close to them. Some good-looking women in that family. So just kidding. So Bubba Chandler, I'm excited to see him pitch, because he's got really good stuff, and he'll eventually be big time in their rotation in a year or two.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good pitcher when he figures it out, man. He's got all the tools. He's got the stuff. It's going to be really interesting to see how he develops. I'm looking forward to that. But I hope he absolutely shits down his leg when he comes to Truist. No offense, Bubba. I just hope you suck. I hope everybody sucks when they face the Braves, okay? All right, so as you saw, he's got the fastball that can sit anywhere from 98 to 101 miles an hour. He's got a really good changeup. He's got a slider. He's got a sweeper, and he does have a sinker. I will say he's probably not going to use the sinker much just because it kind of stinks. Like, I'm being 100% honest, the sinker's just not good. So left-handed hitters, you're primarily going to see a fastball changeup. Right-handed hitters, you're going to see fastball, slider, and sweeper. So right-handers, your approach, hunt the heater. The breaking balls are going to have to start at you and above the zone. I know I've been saying it a lot, but these guys have breaking balls that break a lot. So if it starts in the zone, it's not going to be a strike. So for you to do damage on them early in the count, they got to start at you and above the zone. And when it gets to 2 strikes, again, the most I would expand that is it better start on the inside corner. That gives it a chance to stay in the zone, but I wouldn't be expanding any more off of that. So take it if you see it breaking away from you, but hunt the heater belt high to mid thigh high from inner third to outer third part of the plate. And again, you got to stay big part of the field. He can, if he's really feeling frisky, you can't expand too low in the zone because he can still try to get you with the slider and the changeup. So again, you got to still keep the fastball up. And I know it's going to be tough for Riley. I know it's going to be tough for Ronald. They don't like high velocity up in the zone. But if you're hunting it, you should be getting started early on it. When you get it, you just cannot miss it. Left-handed hitters, your approach, hunt the fastball changeup window. You want the ball to start at the belt to your high thigh and inner third to outer third. Again, stay big part of the plate. Do not expand your zone down or inside because if you expand in, he's going to get you on the breaking ball. And if you expand it any lower, you become way more susceptible to the changeup. Changeup's really hard to read if you're chasing fastballs at the bottom of the zone because it tunnels very well. You have to see the ball up in the zone because then the changeup kind of lollipops out of the hand a little bit, so then it becomes a batting practice fastball where you can do a lot of damage on it. That's why a lot of my approaches is see the ball up in the zone unless the guy's throwing 102, 103 with really good ride. I know Bubba throws 101, but you can't go after 101 down below the zone when he can get you to chase 3 pitches. So, Ken, that's what I got on Bubba Chandler. You got anything else?
No, I like sitting high on the fastball because it doesn't have this number. It has this number when it comes in at you. I just gave parallel to y'all that's not just listening, but I think we can hit him. And my pick to click, I think, will have a big day Sunday, so I'm going to wait to tell you who that is later on.
That sounds good because we got a couple of relievers to get to, Ken. And this is going to be a little odd. Ken couldn't find a right-hander that really tickled his fancy, so we got 2 lefties that he found, and one of them is an old nemesis in Gregory Soto. Ken, what you got on Gregory?
Gregory is a poor man's Jose Alvarado. He's good comp. He throws hard. He likes to throw his sinker and stuff. I think he's hittable. He throws more strikes than Jose. So if Alvarado could throw the strike percentage that Gregory does, Jose would be unhittable. He doesn't throw as much the hard at gas as because Jose can get up to 100 miles an hour, but there's not much difference. He's going to be a tough ride for our hitters, but I'm interested in him trying to throw a sinker to Matt Olson because he's going to hit the left-handed hitters. Olson, Harris. God, I wish Drake was in this game. They all hit the sinker really well, we usually tell you, and we're usually pretty right on these relievers. I think we can do damage on him, so I'm interested to see how that would be, Ryan.
All right, well, first off, let's go ahead and take a look at his arsenal real quick. Mr. Soto, as you can see, he absolutely throws cheese. He throws a 99-mile-an-hour sinker, 99-mile-an-hour four-seamer, and then he has a sweeper and slider to go off with it. And yes, there is a little bit of a difference. The sweeper has more of that sweeping across the plate action, so it's got more of that horizontal break. The slider does have more depth, so it's breaking more vertically. Yes, it's still moving horizontally, but it kind of goes more downward angle as compared to his sweeper. So there is a difference with his. That's not always the case in my opinion, personally. All right, so both righties and lefties are going to see a pretty even split between all of his pitches. There really wasn't much difference. He has had control issues in the past, so you got to make sure that he is in the strike zone, because if he isn't, he will walk the world just like Alvarado does. So right-handed hitters, your approach, you got to hunt the sinker and fastball. You want the ball to start belt high to high thigh, inner third to outer third of the plate. The only breaking balls that you want to swing at are going to be the hangers that are starting above the zone and in the left-handed hitter's batter's box. You got to think right center field and get the heater out over the plate and don't miss it, because it's hard hitting 99 inside on the dot. So you got to get it out over the middle of the plate, do damage with it to the opposite field. Again, breaking balls, he's got a lot of break on his pitches, so they got to start off the plate away. If you see anything that starts on the plate and it starts breaking to you, just take it, because it's probably going to be a ball 95% of the time, and there's no need in getting yourself down in a count against somebody who's got elite velocity. Left-handed hitters, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to hunt the heater and the sinker. The only difference in this approach is you want the sweeper to start at you. If you start seeing anything, because you're going to want the sinker and the fastball to start you're like right on the outside corner, so outer third to inner third, and up in the top of the zone. If you see anything in that window that starts breaking away from you, take it. The only pitches that you want to swing at are the fastballs that are coming into the zone and the breaking ball that starts at you that goes back over to the heart of the plate. That's going to be my approach against him, both right-handed and left-handed. Ken, do you have anything else on Mr. Soto?
No, I'm hunting the sinker, and I'm going to try to hit it. So he's going to throw it. And he only throws like 35 to 40%, but that's what he wants to try to get you out with. So we'll see. I'm going to see how we do. I think we'll do well.
Yeah, I think we can hit Soto. We have in the past, and I don't think he's as good as Alvarado when Alvarado's on. So the last reliever that we have, Ken, Evan Sisk, I think is how you pronounce it. Look at me go. Evan Sisk, Ken, what you got on him?
Ryan's right. Their bullpen is not the strength of this team. They're hitting the ball, and their starters are pitching. But the reason I picked him is they're going to keep throwing these lefties at us. We got to figure them out. Sam Moll, Flaherty, and here comes Sisk. They all throw the same stuff. Surely by the third one, Ryan, I'm sure it's going to be the same kind of approach. Our guys have seen this enough to hit, and that swing right there, if you're watching on YouTube, is what he wants, is that swinging at that sweeper that goes everything away from you, lay off of it. So, as we said against Moll and Florida, get the ball up and hit it middle backside, and you should be fine.
Yeah, man, this is the third funky lefty that we have seen in the last 48 hours. It's been a common theme right now for the Atlanta Braves. So let's go over his pitch arsenal, chat. He's got a sinker that tops averages around 93. He's got a curveball, sweeper, four-seam, and he's got a changeup. Right-handed hitters, he likes to throw the curveballs a lot. These are the little quirks that I picked up on. He likes to throw the curveballs when he's behind in the count, and changeups when he's ahead in the count, 0-2 and 1-2. So keep that in mind. Left-handed hitters, he gets very sinker reliant when he is behind the count. So 2-1, 3-1, 3-0, 2-0. He's coming at you with the heater, so keep that in mind as well. That could play a pivotal role in you between getting a base hit and then getting back behind in the count because you're looking for something else. So right-handed hitters, you're going to see the sinker, curveball, and changeup. Lefties, you're going to mainly see the sinkers and sweepers. So righties, your approach is going to hunt the sinker and curveball window. You want the ball to start belly button to belt high and inner third to outer third part of the plate. Do not expand your window low until 2 strikes. This guy has a funky arm angle, so the curveball and the sinker are going to come out of the same slot, and it's going to look like the exact same pitch. So it's going to be really tough for these guys if you see them chasing a breaking ball way off the plate. Or inside on the plate for righties. Don't get onto him. I'm telling you, I watched the video on this guy. It literally looks like the same pitch coming out, except one rides up and then cuts across the plate, and the other one goes straight down. So it's really, really tough. But if you keep him up, it gives you the best chance, because a breaking ball that is starting up is normally going to pop out of the hand, and you can see it. But if you expand your sights down at all, it's going to be a really, really tough at bat, and you're going to be chasing a lot. So left-handed hitters, your approach, hunt the sinker. You want the ball to start outside corner to middle and belly button to belt high. If the ball starts to break away at all, take it. There's no sense to swing at it if it starts in the strike zone, because it's going to be a ball. The only breaking ball that you should be swinging at is going to be the one that starts behind you. Literally, it's going to start behind you, or the one that starts at you, and even that one might be a really good pitch on the outside corner. That's how much this stuff breaks. So keep that in mind. Again, get the sinker up in the zone, out over the plate, and you're really going to have to think middle backside and drive into the opposite field gap, and that applies to the right-handed hitters as well. Ken, that is what I got on Mr. Sisk.
I like it. Yeah, and the reason I picked him is because it's a chance for us to see this guy again, and we're going to have to eventually hit this kind of guy if we want to go where we go. Because when we get in the postseason, if they figure out we can't hit this kind of guy, trade deadline, people are going to go get this guy. So let's try to zone him in.
No doubt about it. If you guys don't think that teams don't pay attention to what the really good teams have trouble with, and they're going to try to get that ammunition in their bullpen, you got another thing coming, because I promise you the Braves are looking at what the Dodgers struggle with and what other teams that they're going to see in the postseason struggle with, and vice versa. So it's Braves need to figure it out. They need to have as little weakness as possible rolling into the trade deadline. So with that being said, Ken, what is your series prediction, good sir?
2 of 3. I think we're going to win the series. I think we'll take 2 or 3. We're doing the series preview. Make sure you check it out later this afternoon. But we do have an advantage with our pitchers, especially 2 of them. With Elder, his sinker should work against their left-handed hitters, and Martin Perez's off-speed should work against them. So games 1 and 3 favor us. Game 2 be a tough matchup, but if Spencer will throw well, we should be able to take 2 out of 3.
Chat, go ahead and check it out, because what they do over there on the series preview on Hardcore Braves, if you didn't know, is that they really kind of they do the opposite of what we do over here on Hip Cool. They go through the opposing lineup from a pitcher's kind of perspective and how they would attack it and what the weaknesses are, and seeing how the pitchers match up against the opposing lineup. So give that a good whirl, because it's good stuff. But I am with you. I'm going 2 out of 3 as well. I think we match up in a couple of these pitching match up pretty well. I am very worried about Strider and how he's going to fare in this series, just because he's been a little off with his command, and his, like me and you talked about off air, his slider just hasn't been as sharp and crisp as we know it can be. So we'll see how he mixes in the other off speed. But if Strider can dominate, there's a good possibility at a sweep. But I'm going to go 2 out of 3 for safekeeping. And now, who is going to be your series MVP, or pick to click, if you will, Ken?
I'm going to go with a guy that's glad the Blue Jays are out of here, because the Blue Jays threw all this pitching. I mean, even Gossman, who throws hard, throws that splitter all the time. And so Michael Harris is glad he's getting velocity back in here. And their best reliever, their closer, throws gas sinkers that he likes to hit. So I think Michael Harris is going to have a huge series this weekend. And when Michael and that 2-0 has a huge series, and then Ozzie and Matt getting started, I think we're going to score a run, especially against Mr. Keller and Mr. Chandler for sure.
I like it. Michael's a solid pick, but I think mine's a little bit better. And the reason why is because he's going to see a lot of those lefties, because he's sandwiched right in between Michael, Olsen. He's right in the middle of those guys, so he sees a lot of lefties. The little monster, Ozzie Albies, I think he's going to pop off this series. He popped off last series, so yeah, I'm really stretching out on a limb there, chap, but he's going to see right-handed pitching a good bit this series, so it's going to be interesting to see how his lefty swing plays. And look, he's been swinging the bat well. His pitch selection has been a lot better. His approach has been really, really good since his Game 3 in Cincinnati that we will never speak of ever again. And Ozzie, if you do it, I'm going to sit you in timeout, okay? Some hitters to watch out for that are going to probably struggle this series. We already talked about it in the series preview last time that Ronald was going to struggle this series because I don't think he can hit high velocity. He can't hit velocity up. He can't hit velocity in right now. And it's been, and I'm not picking on Ronald, okay? It's just a fact. Ronald doesn't like the ball inside. Ronald, I need you to come in and sit down with me for a second, okay, honey? You cannot keep yelping, and yes, you're yelping every time the ball comes inside off the plate a little bit, okay? Look, I'm not saying wear it on the hands, but if it is shoulder level, it's coming at your shoulder, let it wear it on your shoulder. Take it, go down the first base. I'm not wanting Ronald to get hurt. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you can't keep showing weakness on inside pitches because guess where they're going to keep pitching you, Ronnie? They're going to keep going inside until you prove that you can turn and burn on that crap, and it does not affect you. Once you do that, you're going to take the next step again and be back to that MVP level. But right now, they're going to stay in there. They're going to pound you inside with fastballs. These guys throw velocity. You're going to see 95, 96 to 101 this entire series, and you best believe every single one of them knows that you don't like that shit inside. So they're going to pound you in there, and then they're going to come off with the sweeper away because they're going to try to get you cheating on it to get to it, and then they're going to get you swinging at a slider off the plate. So you better be ready to attack the fastball inside, and you can't get out of the way and yelp at it if it comes in off the plate at you. Wear it, go down to first base. Look, if it's at your hands or whatever, get out of the way of it. But otherwise, you can't be yelping. Ken, I don't know about you, but like that's been like the one thing that I think pitchers have been just absolutely exploiting on Ronald, and you can give another perspective from a pitching coach point of view.
Yeah, it's the reaction. I don't mind him trying to get out of the way of the pitch, but then the stare down back to the pitcher and stuff like that. As long as he keeps doing that, they're going to do it more and more. Not like Urano. Urano's trying to hit him, but they're going to definitely try to throw it in there. But what I would ask Ronnie to do is maybe not get as much to get hit. That's fine, especially in the lower body, around the waist and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is don't show so much emotion. Just do the Luis Ariz where he just stands there and looks right back at him. Just moves his head and like, okay, what are you doing? And that I'd like to see. And like you said, the problem is this reason's a big weekend for our left-handed hitters because Hassan Kim, Austin Riley, and Ronald Acuna are not hitting the fastball right now. So the other ones, they got to jump in there and have a good series. And no offense to Austin Wynns and Sandy Leon, we're going to get nothing out of them. So at least 5 guys to really facilitate this offense this weekend until they get going. But to Ryan's point, Ronnie could get going if he'd stop worrying about the inside fastball as well.
And it's not so much that you don't have to worry about it, but quit showing the weakness that you have in there because they're going to continue to exploit it. Look, and Austin Riley's not a great example, but when they go inside, he wears it and he moves on down the first base. He gets pitched inside, but it's not to the extent that you do, Ronald. It's because people know that you hate that crap and you show emotion every single time. If you really want to take the next step, you're going to learn how to hit the inside fastball like you have done in the past, and you're going to get there, but you can't keep showing that sign because they're going to keep pounding you in there. You like getting your arms extended. Everybody knows that. If you want to take the next step, in my opinion, you take that away from the opposing team. You take that off the scouting report. You're going to open up a whole window of opportunities for you to really start doing damage all over the ballpark all over again. All right. So those are the hitters that are a little bit of a slide. Ronald, Riley. We already know Riley. He doesn't have bleeping anything going. I'll go ahead and drop this little note on your chat. I am no longer in on Austin Riley. As much as you might think it's funny, I've been in that dude's corner for the last 3 years, and I will explain to you guys while I'm out. There's going to be a video coming out. It's going to be probably pretty lengthy and detailed, and I'll go into everything. But it's not a really good time for Austin right now. He's really struggling at the plate, and I don't see any sign of him coming out of it anytime soon. So keep an eye out for that this weekend. It'll probably drop around Sunday just because it's going to be a long one. I got to get a lot of clips. I got to do a lot of editing. I got to do a lot of recording, so give me some time. And Hassan Kim, yeah, he's struggling too. So it's just a wrap on those two. For those two, for sure, Ronald has a better shot at getting going, but those are going to be the 3 that are really going to struggle this weekend. Now, with that being said, Ken, do you have any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
No, I'm ready to go, and everybody, Ryan's doing a good job. So y'all jump on there, and I know I've had my favorite players crater like this, and it's tough to take. So I laugh because I've been there before when guys have just cratered, and right now Austin is cratered. But we've also seen guys crater come all the way back. So I'm not giving up on Austin Riley. I'm not here to trade him or DFA him or do anything. I'm just going to, like Matt Chernow said, accept what it is and try to win ball games while he's going through this.
That's kind of where I'm at. He played great defense this past series, so he is contributing. He doesn't take it out on the field. He doesn't take it in the clubhouse. He doesn't take it out on anybody there. He's being a great teammate. He's being a great person. I will never stop rooting for that person. I'm never going to stop rooting for Austin Riley. Right now I'm out on counting on him, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not saying the talent. I will tell you guys, the talent is there. He can be that player again. But with what he's doing, it's not making any sense to me as somebody who's studied hitting for as long as I've done. There's just no consistency or rhythm with him right now, and it's just tough to watch. And as you guys can tell, he is my favorite player. This sucks. For you guys, I put out the tweet late yesterday that I was out on him. So for you guys thinking I'm complaining about my favorite team and as well as they're doing, you don't know me. You haven't ever seen my stuff. You clearly don't listen to this stuff on the podcast because I've done nothing but back that dude for ever since he's been a Brave. So it's get a little bit of a clue before you just start running your mouth on Twitter. But that's all I got to say. That's my final thought. And, Ken, I think we are done.
Yep.
All right, guys, we'll see you in the next hitters meeting. That'll be coming out probably Monday. Yeah, it'll probably come out Monday or Tuesday morning because I think we get Monday off, right, Ken?
Monday off, yeah.
We get Monday off. So it'll either be coming out Monday or Tuesday morning, so look out on that. Again, the Austin Riley video should be out Sunday or Monday, and we'll see you guys then. Peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.